These are one of the most customizable IEMs I've ever tried, and other than their amazing customizabilities, their sound, their quality, their looks don't disappoint. Let's go ahead and check them out. Can you see how beautiful this is? I know my hair is a bit long right now. I definitely need the haircut, but these IEMs look gorgeous. Patterns that look like waves. I'm not sure, like, what do you guys think about the pattern? But yeah, it is pretty comfortable. You also have a lot of different options for the tips. We have 3 pairs of silicone tips and 3 pairs of memory foam tips as well. But yeah, other than the multiple options for the tips, we also have multiple options, or 2 options to be specific, for the cable. I gave you guys a closer look earlier, but yeah, I'm using the higher quality one right now. Not gonna lie, one of the best quality IEM cables I've tried. We also have this one that comes with the mic and the button you can press if you have it plugged in a mobile. So I'm guessing if you want to use this for your mobile phone, you can use this. I love that, especially when I'm listening to music. I do use this button a lot, and in some IEM cables you won't really be able to find that. Now, other than the multiple tip options, multiple cable options, we also have multiple tuning options. I'm pretty sure I showed you guys earlier on the unboxing. We do have 4 switches we can turn on or off for both here, and here is the guide. It is also at the back of the box over here. I'm currently on the basic curve, but as you can see, we can increase the bass if we want to. We can also reduce the ultra high frequencies. For gaming, I don't really think reducing the high frequencies will help, since it will kind of muffle the sound a little bit more, and if the sounds or the footsteps are kind of in the high frequency, you might miss the sound or make it more muffled or blended with the other sounds. Then increasing the low frequencies does increase the bass, so if you really like that bass, you can definitely increase that. I'll check it out later. We all have different personal preferences. Very excited to test out these other tuning options. You probably saw this earlier on the unboxing. This is what you use to tune those switches. Really love the bag as well, by the way. 10 out of 10 accessories unboxing. Other than the amazing unboxing, amazing customizability as well. 10 out of 10, like, so customizable, bro. I'm not gonna go to too much details on the specs, since you can find them in the website anyways, but apparently it does have 28 balanced armature drivers. They also mentioned that they use professional grade photosensitive resin engineering materials, which offer high impact resistance, skin friendly properties, and durability. I'll update you guys more later on how it feels on longer uses. But yeah, here's more specs for those that are interested. But okay, let's try listening to some music with these. I might actually appreciate turning up the switches for the bass here, but okay, let's see. Basic curve.
Yeah. This world is always trying to tell me I need more, 'cause I woke up with a good thing laying by my side.
I think the bass so far is enough, especially for gaming. It's not too much, not too little. But if you want a more enjoyable bass, definitely turn up number 1 and 2 switch. Okay, let's listen to this again.
I got my family, Jesus, and my health. Hey, all my people know that I was never good at acting.
Okay, the high frequencies are kinda high on this song. Let me try turning up the number 3 and 4 switch as well. But yeah, turning up the bass definitely was, for me personally, I found it more enjoyable listening to music. So if that is what you like as well, you should definitely play around with those switches, number 1 and 2 for the bass. The sound is very natural. I love this balance. Even though I turned down the high frequencies and increased the bass, nothing got drowned out. I was still able to hear those instruments. Very rich sounds. So yeah, if you do enjoy music, I think you would love this. And if you have other personal preference, it's okay. You can change the tuning a little bit. Again, we'll see if I like the same settings though when it comes to gaming. Yeah, I got a high feeling I'm not gonna be reducing those high frequencies. Anyways, let's just go ahead and game with it.
Okay, there's probably a guy.
Running speed.
Oh shit, he is stunned. Right side one mix.
Right side, you said.
Yeah.
Sabit.
Nice.
They're both together. On C, both on C.
I'll
One
clear.
spawn.
Here. One spawn, you heard? Yeah,
Yep.
I'm back.
One enemy remaining.
Ben.
Last player standing.
Let's go, Mix!
Let's go Bigs.
Oh
you know
shit!
what I'm saying? Like, flashing out.
Checking side. Oh, two here. One duck out.
Off your feet!
On me.
Idiots.
What?
Time to jump.
I got-
both flash in backup.
Flash now, bro.
Flash now, Mark.
Flashing.
Safe teleport.
Get out. Stay bubble.
One enemy remaining.
3.
Stunning dagat.
In smoke.
Nice.
Beyond out. Watch that.
Oh, what the? I was shooting at that dead guy.
B.
Last guy in the
remaining.
this over here to the right.
Ooh, damn.
Also 80. Screen.
Over here. My ult.
Nice, bro.
She held him. Oh, stuck.
Idiots.
Can you cover me? Oh. There's two in the smoke.
Last player standing.
Oh wow.
One enemy remaining.
Four.
You saw.
So after playing and testing with the KZ Sonatas, here's my experience so far. Now as I mentioned, I did try a lot of the different tunings, all of them off, like 2 of them only on, 2 of them only off. Now from my personal experience when it comes to enjoying the sound, listening to music, movies, or just you're playing a game to enjoy, not to be competitive, then I would recommend turning everything on the tunings over here, all 1, 2, 3, 4. I personally found those settings the most enjoyable for me because they do sound full. It's not too much, not too little. The bass, it doesn't really drown out everything, but it's definitely more enjoyable. I really love and enjoyed watching movies, listening to music, watching YouTube videos with these IEMs. Now, when it comes to gaming though, if you just want to enjoy, then you'd probably be okay sticking to the same settings. But if you want that competitive advantage, being able to listen to the footsteps more, not really drowning the other sounds with the bass, especially if maybe your footsteps has bass heavy, then you might enjoy it more with all of the settings off. I found it more, not as full as the ones with all of the tunings on, but it definitely gives you more of the surrounding sound since the bass does get turned down, so all of those different sounds kind of goes up, and then the low frequencies doesn't really get cut, so it still is present there, especially if the game you're playing has those types of sound, then it doesn't get drowned out. That's what I've found personally that worked best for me. Now I do recommend you to do explore with it as well, because who knows, you might have a different preference. But yeah, most of the gaming clips, gaming sessions that I played with these guys are with the tunings turned off, and I really loved it. Was able to perform my best. The sound separation was amazing. I was able to tell if my enemies was on the left, right, forward, backward. The footsteps were very rich. I could definitely hear it. My own footsteps or my own gunshots didn't really cover that up. Very nice. I didn't really encounter any major issues with it. Maybe a little bit. I mean, I won't even count it as an issue. But yeah, before I was using my Super Mixed Force directly plugged into my PC or my motherboard, and I didn't really encounter any buzzes or problems with it. But when I plugged in the KZ Sonatas over here, the buzz started coming in, but it just might be my motherboard. So I went ahead and plugged these guys in on my DAC or my Focusrite, and after that the buzzing went away and it pretty much worked perfectly. So again, it might be my problem, not even these guys. But if you're planning to buy these guys, I would recommend having a DAC ready maybe, or like just in case, because the buzzing definitely is not enjoyable. And who knows, you might not experience any problems like that buzzing if you directly connect it to your motherboard or your PC, but that's been my experience, so I'm just sharing it. But yeah, again, I wouldn't really count that as a problem. Now, a little problem again. Now, it's not everyone's gonna experience this, so this is more of a personal problem, is the shape and the comfortability of the IEMs. Now, after playing a lot with it, after using it a lot, I did grow into it and found it comfortable, but not as comfortable as my past IEMs with kind of a small shape. Like for example, I have the Super Mix Force over here again. I think the difference is pretty obvious when it comes to the shape. The Sonatas are much bigger, which is not a bad thing, especially if you find shapes like the EM6L or the Super Mix Force here small, then you would definitely enjoy this more. And maybe you've used similar shapes like these in the past and you really liked it, would definitely enjoy it as well, these guys. But for me personally, my ear, like what do you call it, the place where the IEM sits, shapes similar to the Super Mix Force are more comfortable for me personally. Now, so yeah, these guys are quite big and I did find them slipping out because of their size. Either that or they're not the most comfortable sometimes. But yeah, again, after using them for quite a while, the uncomfortability kind of went away, but they weren't still as comfortable as my smaller shaped IEMs. So as much as I like the sounds, comfortability is another big thing for me. So I would still recommend it if you think you would like these shapes. But yeah, let's say you do like a smaller shape like me, then you might enjoy these guys. They also do have that tuning thingy, pretty similar to the Sonatas. Then yeah, you might enjoy these guys more. These are the Zeniths, KZ Zenith. They also do look beautiful and they're actually cheaper, so if you're in a budget, then you might like this. I did try it a bit, not as much as the Sonatas though, but yeah, they do sound pretty good as well. The bass is pretty okay. Again, you can mess with the tuning forks anyways if that is the case. But yeah, little difference I saw though is with the Sonatas, the frequency changes are a bit more to the overall graph, while these guys on the Zenith is more on the lower frequencies. Like, you can really change them. But yeah, going back to the Sonata, which is the main focus of the review video, I would recommend it. The shape though will be personal preference. If you don't think you're gonna be using the tunings much, then you can get it without the standard non-tuning, non-switches. Then it would actually be $10 cheaper. But if you want the one with the tuning switches, then you're gonna be paying an extra $10, so that will be $159.99. And that will be $149.99 without the switches. For around those prices, I mean, for the quality when it comes to the sound, the materials, the overall IEM, as well as the customizability, if you like those, then yeah, I would definitely recommend it. And especially if you do like the shape, if you think you're gonna enjoy these shapes, even more recommended. I'll go ahead and put these guys in the description, the Sonatas, and as well as the Zeniths, which is like a more budget option with the tuning switches as well. It's also a smaller size, so if you prefer that, I guess I can show you a little comparison over here. There is definitely a difference in size. And a little disclaimer, these guys are sent to me by KZ, but that won't change my review though. Everything that you've been hearing me say about these IEMs are my honest opinions and review. So yeah, I'll go ahead and see you guys in the next one. I pray and hope that this video helped you in some way. Don't forget to stay grateful and remember, Jesus loves you. Bye bye.